Hey guys, Dan Williams from Range of Motion Nutrition Coaching, talking about change and long-term change versus short-term change. And we're talking about this change in the context of food and of healthy nutrition. Now, there is no wrong answer to whether you should be looking for short-term change, that's a quick change, or long-term change. So let's say we're looking at something like weight loss. Sometimes there are strategies that you need to employ when you're looking for a rapid change in your body composition. So maybe you have an upcoming wedding or some sort of competition where the composition of your body is going to be important. Now in these cases, yes, maybe you need to go for a slightly more aggressive approach to changing the composition of your body. Approaches may include things like counting your macros, counting calories, or being a little bit more restrictive and relying on willpower a little bit more to modify your exercise and your nutritional habits. However, these aren't necessarily sustainable for the long run. So a long-term approach to creating some sort of change in behavior, in this case, a change in your eating and your nutritional patterns, is to make much smaller steps to try and build habits. So instead of relying on your willpower and relying on more intensive strategies like counting calories and counting the amounts of each macronutrient that you're having, we now need to look at very small steps because smaller steps are more sustainable. So look at building these tiny habits and look at trying to modify the environment around you instead of trying to modify your behavior in a big way. Because again, if you're relying on your willpower is like a muscle, and just like a muscle, it can be fatigued. So we can't rely on this in the long run. So if you're looking for a fast change, a fast improvement, which may not last a long time, then yes, more aggressive strategies like counting calories and macros are going to be effective. However, if you're looking for a long-term change, focus more on building these very, very small, very tiny, almost laughably tiny habits and modifying the environment around you. Now, the problem that people face is they use one strategy when they should be using the other. So they're using the wrong group of strategies for the wrong situation. Now, normally this is people who are looking for a long-term change and they try and use these more aggressive short-term strategies. This doesn't work because they're not sustainable. So if you are looking for a short-term change, then that's absolutely fine, as long as you're not expecting that change to hang around in the long run. However, if you are looking for long-term, permanent change to your habits, to your behavior patterns, and ultimately achieving your end goal of improving your health, changing your body composition, or any other metric that we can look at through improved nutrition, then the strategies for you are these long-term changes. Small, sustainable habits, these marginal gains that you get by constantly just doing a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. And you get this long-term summation of these effects to create a long-term permanent change. And of course, changing and modifying your environment to make this change easy. Because in the end, it can be very difficult to change human behavior, but it can be very easy to change the environment that we put ourselves in. Thanks very much, guys. If you'd like to learn any more about range of motion and nutrition coaching, head over to our website at rangeofmotion.net.au/nutrition. If you'd like to touch base with me on anything we've talked about or anything nutrition-based in general, you can get me at dan@rangeofmotion.net.au. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.